Hey guys, it's Cottrell. Welcome back to another video. I hope everybody's doing well. So the original Dullahan was the first project that Harley Benton asked me to help them with in a design role. And this being their first foray into Headless, there were a couple of things that we got a little wrong. So this is the new Dullahan V2. Well, kind of new. It was updated a while ago. There just hasn't been any stock forever. But now they're back. Headless guitars are generally relatively expensive, but this one is about 450 bucks. And for that price, it's a heck of a guitar. Let's take a closer look. Okay, so first off, octavers are a ton of fun. Next time you're trying to write a song and you get stuck, just drop an octave for the breakdown. It's so stupid and so fun. If you enjoyed it too, help me appease the algorithm gods. Like the video, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, that way you don't miss any new videos from me and all the YouTube bullshit. It actually really helps out. But in the meantime, you're here to talk more about this guitar, so here we go. Now, as I said at the beginning, I did have a hand in designing the original run of these guitars, and I did provide a lot of feedback for these updated versions. I always like to be upfront about that kind of stuff, so do with that information as you will. So there are some pretty significant ergonomic changes from V1. On the original run, the cutaway was pretty much the same as you'd find on a gym root Fender. There was a mild corner cutaway, which makes a bigger difference than you might think for comfort with upper fret access. But for version 2, we've taken it a step further by adding an additional little bevel. That's important because we got a ton of feedback about how 22 frets was unacceptable on a Headless. We've made the new ones 24 fret guitars, so you get that full 2-octave range per string. One of the main points of the original Dullahans though is that the jumbo frets were all stainless steel on a sub $500 Headless, and we've definitely made sure to keep that here for the second run. We've also added an option for a roasted flame maple neck, which one, looks absolutely incredible in this new ice blue gloss color, especially the fingerboard. I mean, it's got those Music Man vibes. And two, it feels great with the modern C shape. Fretwork on this one is particularly good. I couldn't find any major issues with it. course, in the affordable space, not every unit is going to be perfect. And on this one, a couple of frets aren't perfectly flush with the fingerboard, but again, nothing major. So in combination with the satin finish on the neck, it's just a very fast playing, modern feeling guitar. And speaking of colors, we added a ton. We went very safe the first time around with just charcoal flame and satin black, since we had no idea if they were gonna do well or not, and they ended up doing very well. They sold out very quickly. So in addition to this ice blue gloss, we also have Daphne blue satin, shell pink satin on the flat top version, and tiger black burst and purple black burst on the carved top version. The carved top version, by the way, sports regular maple necks with ebony fingerboards rather than roasted maple. I have no idea why we went 2 blues, but we did. And then we've added this massive deep cutaway into the back of the body, and overall it's just a much more comfortable guitar to sit down and play while you're practicing or recording. Another under the hood change we made is, instead of a 3-way switch with 2 push-pull pots to split the pickups individually, it's now a 5-way switch. Found a lot of people weren't using the push-pull pots as we'd expected. Like, we thought people might have the neck humbucker permanently in single coil mode and you could always have that option on tap. But when you're only using one split humbucker, there is a pretty big volume drop and people just weren't using it that way. So with the 5-way, this is a cleaner layout, it's easier to use, and it allows us to do some pretty interesting things with the wiring. So position 1 is the bridge, position 2 is both pickups in single coil mode, position 3 is both humbuckers, position 4 is neck humbucker in parallel, and position 5 is the full neck humbucker. So you can get a lot of interesting tones out of this guitar with the Roswell pickups. The last significant upgrade is on the bridge. We added a little metal alignment plate between the saddles and the body. We noticed that since this bridge design from WSC out of Korea consists of 6 individual saddle mechanisms, they could sometimes be knocked at an angle, whether it was in transport from the factory to Toman, or from Toman to the customer, or sometimes even during manufacturing. It's a lot harder to get 6 things perfectly in line than it is to just get 1 thing aligned. So the solution was that little metal alignment plate. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh wait, it's not. The originals were based on the CST platform. That's one of my favorite Harley Bentons. The rationale being that I wanted these to be an affordable option for headless players, but also interesting for fans of traditional guitars to jump into the world of headless. And so we had used the standard Roswell HAF humbuckers, but for the second run, we asked Roswell to black out the pole pieces for a more modern look for a better aesthetic fit. So yeah, that is essentially the new Dullahan. And I'll admit, even though I've got a soft spot for these models because of my involvement, they're still not my favorite Harley Benton. Obviously, that would be my signature. This guitar is so much heavier than the other one. This is a stupidly light guitar. But I don't know, man. I still can't get into headless. It's like, where's the rest of the guitar? But it plays really well. The specs are really good for the money. I mean, roasted flame maple neck and fingerboard, jumbo stainless steel frets for $450. The Germans normally do a pretty good job at QCing these things before they ship out to customers too, so it's not like you're gambling on AliExpress or anything. Yeah, for the money, it's just an objectively good guitar. Personally, I'd probably swap the pickups out. Roswells aren't my favorite. They do a job for sure, so you can use as is, but the beautiful thing about Harley Bentons, in my opinion, is that you get good build specs, you get good bones, And then from there, it's pretty much a pre-built mod platform. Just swap out the pickups for taste. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you think down below. Because of course, we think we've done a pretty good job, but we're always listening. Huge shout out to Cold Soba and the rest of the amazing patrons for supporting the channel. Huge thanks to Luke for mixing and to Connor for editing this video. Connor's new to the team. Everybody say hi to Connor. Subscribe, bell, as I said, all the YouTube bullshit really helps out. Social media, merch, and Discord server links are in the description. As always, thank you so much for watching. You've been awesome, and I'll see you for the next video. My voice broke there at the end, but I really don't give a f. Next guitar.